everybody. Welcome to Chit Chat Chop. I am guest host for this week. As you can tell, I am not Patty. I got some big shoes to fill. I'm going to do my best. I'm Andrew Farrell, Chef Andrew Farrell. Currently unemployed, but next Tuesday working for Kitchen Door right here. I'm here with my buddy Mark Gray from the Watch That Ends the Night. How you doing, Mark?
Doing great. Thank you very much for having me.
Pleasure. So you're currently at you are now the executive chef and owner of the Watch That Ends the Night. So that's exciting. So what brought you to this point? How did that all come about?
So, well, to go back a little bit, started washing dishes when I was 16. Slowly moved up the ranks and became cook, sous chef, head chef, executive chef. When I was leaving the Brooklyn Warehouse Group of Companies, Joe Gerba, the original owner of the Watch That Ends the Night, he approached me, said, "You want to be the chef?" Of course, I took it, and then a few months into it, he approached me. Actually, about a week after my 30th birthday, he approached me to take over, and I said, "Of course." I've always said my whole life, by the time I'm 30, I want my own spot, and it was meant to be.
Serendipitous. That's amazing. So a week after your 30th birthday, you buy a restaurant. That's super exciting. That's a dream.
Exactly. Yeah.
I've been following all what you guys have been doing on Instagram and everything, and your food program is really exciting. From a chef point of view. So today, I want to talk about a few things you have on your menu.
Yeah.
We're going to make a nice niçoise salad here, Mark Gray style, coming up. Also, Mark's bought a bunch of his knives. Oh, we got Adam over here.
I figured before we get started,
Yeah.
there's a few people that have already come in here.
Oh, cool.
So we have Janie Bogardis.
Yes. She's our head chef.
So she's here.
Hello.
Ann Miller Casey, Keith MacArthur, Ginger is over here. James Dwyer, Debbie Adams, and Mia Voss, our friend from Colorado. So welcome.
Awesome. Hi, everybody. Welcome
Hello,
aboard.
everybody.
Any questions you have coming along, please. This is, I need a little coaching, so if you can give me a little internet coaching, Adam will let me know, and we'll keep the ball rolling.
Oh, you're doing great.
Yeah, awesome. Mark and I go. We've been chefs in the city for a while, and we're actually a few years ago we did a series of dinners with the East Coast Chefs Collaborative, which was super fun.
Yes.
Hopefully we'll do another one down the road. Who knows? But I was Rob Reynolds and Andrew Aiken and Sarah Griebel from Wild Caraway.
David Smart.
Brian Picard from the Bite House in Cape Breton. We had Dan Vorstermans from Field Guide and The Highwayman.
Yep.
Yeah. We did one. Yeah, the spring supper we did that time. Remember that? That was in like this old church. And,
It was slow food.
yeah, that was slow food. That's right. Yeah, that was super fun. I remember, but it was a funny time of year to do a spring supper too, because it was like a late season. Everything was growing a little bit late, so I think the most seasonal spring vegetable we had were little baby beets.
Yeah.
That was always a struggle. It's always hard keeping it local, especially I'm feeling bad for all the farmers right now in the valley because of that horrible frost.
For sure.
But that's one thing you sort of have to roll with as a chef is seasonality. So how does that sort of go into your menu and your philosophy at the Watch?
So, currently I've kind of stepped out of the kitchen. We have a head chef, Janie Bogardis.
Who's watching right now?
Who's
How you
watching
doing?
right now.
Hi, Jamie.
She is incredibly talented. She's young, ambitious, professional, and honestly, I've just given her kind of the reins. And what you see here is hers.
Amazing.
It's great because I have such a great crew that I can kind of step back, take over operations, and not have to worry about developing dishes all the time. So our menu now, we have an extremely small kitchen. We cook off of a household stove. No deep fryer. We're very, very limited. So the menu is relatively small, 5 appetizers, 5 mains, couple desserts, but it changes about 30% every week.
Oh, cool.
So we always change with the seasons. We work with people like Four Seasons Farm, East Coast Wild Foods, Getaway Farms, so it's constantly evolving, and it's great. If you come in one week and you come back the next week, there's going to be something new to offer. So
And that's what's so fun too about pickling and curing. A lot of these different preparations where you can, sort of plan something 3 or 4 months down the road, and
Exactly,
and
yeah.
know you've got some pickled spruce tips in the pantry you can use on a dish later on in the season or whatever. That's super cool. And you're speaking about having great talent in your kitchen. I think it's so important, and it's hard as a chef sometimes to let go of that and let your people that have she was your sous chef before, right?
Right.
Sort of it's important to step back a little bit, sort of foster that talent. And I just recently left 2 doors down, so it's this you get this attachment to the kitchen. You like the heat, you like the wine, and
really
knowing
do,
that
yeah.
it's in good hands is always a good.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure. It's I did a lot of kitchen work at the takeover time, and I just looking at chef owners that are online all the time. I just don't know how they do it, because it's just
You got to be working 120 hours a week.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So to be able to rely on your staff and to know that the quality and the product is going to be amazing is such a relief.
Absolutely, and I really feel if you have these people under your wings and you give them the room to soar, they totally will.
For sure.
And there's
Yeah.
nothing better than the ambition of young cooks
Yeah.
in the kitchen. You get that creativity. And some of the best ideas I ever got in the kitchen were from my staff.
Exactly.
And why don't you try this technique or do this? And it's just sometimes you're so laser focused on what's in front of you, having a little bit of that outside perspective coming in, super helpful.
And that's a big part of the watch is collaboration. We all talk about what we want to do, what's coming up this season. Even the cooks, and everybody gets to say their piece, and that's super important because
Yeah.
some chefs just, it's my way or the highway, and it's not a lot of fun if it's just do this. When you have your own idea, you put so much more love and passion into it, and you're proud of it. You want it to be 100% every time, and that's what the culture is at the Watch.
Awesome. Well, it's so great when cooks feel like their voice is going to be heard, and you get this collaborative sense of bouncing ideas off each other, and then it's almost like jazz where you're passing back and forth improv solos, and
Exactly, yes.
everybody sort of it fits together, but in their own unique voice, and that's you can really get a lot of depth to a menu and everything that way. Absolutely.
Exactly.
Adam, what's up?
Yeah, Chef, we talked about earlier, Chef Mike Delante.
Oh, yeah.
What's up, brother and neighbor?
Hey.
Crush it, guys.
Neighbor.
Hello.
Chef Mark from here says hello. We have Jackie Collins, awesome, great chef. Laura McLeod, drinking tea, excited to see the adventures of Andrew Farrell take
Ooh,
off.
tea.
I see Tina Capalbo is here. Capalbo, sorry.
How you doing,
Andrew
Tina?
is so energetic, a joy to watch, and people are excited about this
Okay.
restaurant as well. So
I
go ahead.
They called me energetic, so I gotta
Let's
do
go. Come on.
a little bounce. Got this. Awesome. Anyway, Laura from the Apothecary. I'm gonna come see you for a croissant tomorrow. I think I haven't been down on the block for a few days, so we gotta go check that out. The old Apothecary on Barrington Street. Just a little plug. We're just mentioning Michael Delante.
Yeah.
Sorry, Michael. You're my neighbor, and I just realized that you're a chef, so we need to talk more later. But Mark was telling me earlier about the collaboration dinner you did with him. So that's a whole series you have going on at the Watch, huh?
Yeah, so basically, at the start of the year, we started this four hands, what I call four hands dinner, and I bring a chef from Nova Scotia to the Watch, and we do a different theme every month. So it gives me the ability to push myself outside of my comfort zone.
Yeah.
And do things that I don't do on a daily basis, right? So we've done Italian, Parisian bistro, which is kind of my thing, but authentic Chinese with Ivan Chan.
Cool.
We did an Aboriginal with Stefan Levac last month.
Mm-hmm.
This month coming up is David Woodley from Black Sheep Restaurant, the drinking food of Thailand.
Oh,
So it's going to be.
It's gonna be tasty.
It's going to be pretty interesting, and it's
pretty
like,
spicy too, I guess.
for sure.
Yeah.
And it's I've never cooked Thai, so now I have to learn and study, and,
Mhm.
and it really makes me expand as a chef. And that's the reason why I started this program.
Totally. Well, that's a great way. Well, it brings back to the collaborations within your kitchen, and then also bringing in people from outside.
Yeah.
I know when when we were young cooks in the city, I guess that I've noticed that almost a change in attitude in kitchens, and people can, that it used to be this, really harsh brigade system, like don't step out of line, know your place, and all this stuff. Now, it's definitely a lot more the atmosphere of collaboration and well, you want to retain staff. That's one of the biggest things that you can, and one of the biggest benefits, I guess, you can have for yourself is retaining staff and sort of keeping that knowledge within and growing and fostering that.
Exactly. It's my philosophy is always collaboration over competition.
Absolutely.
It's not who made the best dish or who's the best chef. It's working together and growing and learning from this chef and this chef and this chef, and ultimately it makes you a more well-rounded cook.
Totally.
Chef.
Well, it's like those dinners that we've done before with the East Coast Chefs Collaborative. It's like all the chefs show up and nobody's got a sous chef, nobody's got an extra set of hands. We might have one dishwasher, but then everybody jumps in to help plate the next course, and they jump in to help with the dishes, and it's definitely, the kitchens didn't really have that atmosphere when I first started. I mean, I don't know if you know this, but I spent 2 years in England before I moved back to Halifax, and it was pretty regimented, to say the least. A chef will dress you down and call you names that we can't say on Facebook Live, but like that, you can't treat people like that. So it's
it's the kitchen culture is changing. It's not the way it used to be, and it's for the best.
Absolutely, absolutely.
What's the worst name you've ever been called in the kitchen?
Oh,
from one of your superiors.
From one of my superiors.
Can't
Cookie. That was my nickname.
Can't say it on Facebook Live. That's for sure.
I don't know if this is the worst one. I got a nickname that stuck for 9 years. We'll see if it sticks here. But Cookie, everybody calls me Cookie.
Yeah. Cookie.
Cookie.
Really?
Yeah, Cookie. And the story behind that I can't tell everybody. But let's just say, I like cookies. There we go. That's not the real story, but maybe someday we'll tell you the real story. The worst name, I can't really repeat it. But there was a Swiss guy in England. He always used to call me a Muppet, but it wasn't just Muppet. It was you mop it. He'd like drag out the fruit, mop it. Yeah.
Before you start the food, there's a very important person here. Your mom.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Hello, Mom.
And
Hello-
Mark
hello,
from Central
family.
Studio as well.
Awesome.
Thank you for tuning in.
Speaking of tuna, what's on the board here?
So, basically, we're going to do a tuna niçoise, and it's a little bit of a watch version. So, when we started at the watch, our whole thing was preservation. We really wanted, or we were almost forced to have a cold kitchen, and so we wanted to do all methods of preservation. So, cured meats, cured fish, fermented vegetables, pickled vegetables, all that kind of stuff. And eventually, the clientele liked it, but it wasn't really sustainable. So we expanded since then to do more of a traditional appetizer, main, dessert.
Right.
But this is kind of a hybrid of both. So tuna prosciutto, majama, whatever you want to call it. Basically, it's salt cured for about 48 hours, and then it is hung for 5 days. And you want about 30% moisture loss.
Okay.
And it firms it up quite nice, gives it a really nice texture. So this is the tuna that we will be using for the niçoise.
Awesome, and that really concentrates the flavor, all that curing.
For sure.
And dry.
It's almost like reducing a sauce.
Right.
It's
So is this something you do in the restaurant, or is this something you just custom for us?
no, we do this in the
It's
restaurant.
on your menu?
Yeah, we
Okay.
do, and then we have like prosciutto legs hanging. We have copa, which is pork shoulder, guanciale, which is cured pork jowl, pancetta, belly. Like we have a whole fridge dedicated just
Awesome.
to cured meats.
I went in yesterday and I was salivating. Oh my god,
It's pretty special, and there's not a lot of people doing it
Nope.
in the city,
Mhm.
and we really wanted to separate ourselves from everything else. So far so good. On our menu, we still have our Grand Preserves board, so that showcases 2 cured meats, a cured fish, local cheese, and then pickles and all that kind of stuff.
Awesome.
Yeah.
awesome. Well, it's so cool to see all that stuff cured in-house and done. I mean, as a chef, I love seeing that. It's, not just, well, a prosciutto, for instance, when you bring it in, you have to wait 2 years before you even can cut into it. So it's great to see smaller cuts like this. I mean, it's even, that's pretty approachable from home, if you want.
For sure.
That's that next level home cook thing, but if you want to cure a little bit of this tuna at home, why not?
Chef Alain just came on.
Hey, what's up, Chef Alain? Good to see ya.
As long as you have the proper humidity and temperature,
Yeah.
you can do it.
Awesome.
So those are the two big things, and then of course salt and thyme.
Yep.
So, yeah. Beverage menu.
Yeah. Let's talk about your beverage program. It's pretty extensive.
So yeah, when we started, we were really pushing like cocktail bar. That was the first thing, and we have an incredible team. Riley Maggs, who came from Edmonton, he's our head bartender. Cody LeBlanc, he's our beer guy, and Griffin Cox, who is our wine guy. I myself don't drink, so I created this team, or assembled this team that handles the beer, the wine, the spirits, and then collectively they do the cocktails. So it's
Again, with the collaboration.
again, yeah, and they do an incredible job. We change our menu about 4 times a year to also be with the seasons. And then we have a pretty nice wine list. Lots of Nova Scotian whites, a couple reds, lots of Nova Scotian beers. Because as a chef, using local ingredients it's just a given.
Yeah.
Right. So when I took over, I wanted that to see through our whole beverage program as well. So
It's amazing how now local used to be a trend, but now it's a given. So you want to be, you really want to be authentic as a chef these days. You got to see what's growing around you and
exactly.
you can catch around you. Yeah.
You actually have a cocktail question. Are there most popular cocktails within that list?
The most popular cocktail, I would say. I have to have a look here. I don't know it right off the bat.
I can't hear what the fridge. Did you talk about like the rum tasting little thing you got going
Oh,
on
the
there?
rum tasting
We
is
will.
cool,
Yeah, okay.
I would say the Julian is quite popular, and that's after the Trailer Park Boys drink. The Gator Roll, which is rum, frangelico, liquid gold, Persian lime, olive oil, and lime and egg white. That's probably our most popular at the moment. And then we also have, so we started with, kind of show it here, a sipping rum program. So there's tons of history between Nova Scotia and the rum trade. With the Caribbean and South America, we would bring salt cod down and they would bring rum up. So we really wanted to showcase what rum could be. Like, people think rum is Captain Morgan,
Yeah.
and that's it. And rum and cokes, that's it. These are like cognacs or like scotches. Like,
Well,
these
if you're
are-
like me and the university ruined you for rum, this is a great way to bring yourself back to rum, I think.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we have rum flights, and you can try all these different rums. We also have about 300 bottles of scotches, tequilas, rums, of course, gins, you name it, we have it.
That's amazing.
We have Mark. Mark is in Seattle from Switcher Studio. He loves doing rum tasting in Barbados, and all this rum talk. I think he's grabbing himself a drink for the show.
Perfect. Perfect. Well, there we go. Mark's having a little sip of Coke right there too. Goes great with rum. So why don't we, let's cut into this tuna. But what's this? I see you got some great knives here. So maybe just give us a quick rundown. Like I love talking to chefs about their knives. Mark's got a great knife roll that's full of stories and a lot of sharp edges. So what's your favorite one, and what's the old one here you got in front of us?
So the old one I'll start with. This I did a wedding when I was 18 or 19, and this was the gift that they gave me.
Awesome.
A Wusthof, and as you can see, it is quite battered, but I will keep it forever.
Yeah.
It's my favorite knife for sure.
And I love Santoku knives because they've got those little scalloped edges in there. So
Exactly.
you're cutting a vegetable, you're cutting a potato, it's just gonna come off super easy.
And then these 3 knives are Sekai Takayuki, and they came as a set. Those are my go-tos. I can pretty much do everything with those 3 knives.
Right. Yeah. That's the chop part of Chit Chat Chop.
Exactly.
There we go. So yeah, let's. Why don't we start making our niçoise salad watch style?
Okay, so I'm going to move this over here.
Cool. Clear this up a little bit.
And basically we're going to do a lemon and caper vinaigrette.
Versus capers that are just drained, so you probably got what, about 3 tablespoons there?
Yeah, I'd say 3. Just a rough chop.
And for fans of knife technique, Mark is rocking the blade perfectly, so he's not going to cut his fingers. It's an awesome technique. Make sure you do this at home.
Yes, I think pretty much every episode they really talk about it.
Yeah.
Most people at home, you're holding the handle because there's a handle there, but you're really supposed to be kind of pinching the knife, giving the knife, right?
Yeah, totally. And you got to sort of butt up against the blade, and you get the more control you have where the blade's less likely it's going to cut you. And also, the sharper the blade is, the less likely you're going to cut yourself.
Yeah.
Anything? Any comments on Facebook there, Ginger? We can.
No, I'm just telling people that Chef Mark is saying that we should do the rum tasting with all of the kitchen door team. I said, better yet, let's get Chef Mark to do a 7-course tasting for us.
So we actually on that note, we have we've done Scotch dinners, so 8 different single malt scotches with 8 courses of food.
So have you done that as a public or a private?
Public.
Okay.
So we've done that 3 times now. Now it's kind of gin drinking season.
It's right up Patty Howard's store, gin.
So I think it's August 19th, we're doing a 6-course gin paired dinner.
Awesome.
Patty, August 19th, gin dinner.
Oh my gosh.
So capers are quite salty, so we don't want to add too much salt, but a little bit goes a long way. Then we have some white wine vinegar, about
those
quarter
capers.
cup.
Cool. So it's going to be a really pungent vinaigrette, I guess, to go with everything, the salty tuna. And,
For sure.
Yeah.
So I have to point out,
Oh yeah.
this is how many episodes?
43.
43.
Look at how organized this guy is.
This is so organized.
Maybe Kitchen Door needs to get a few tips from him.
These
Look
deli
at this.
containers are chef's best
Look
friend.
at
You
this.
can just roll up, unpack, 2 minutes later, be the most
love it.
organized person.
Organized. Look at that.
So good.
Patty, are you watching? Look at that. Love it.
So you don't have to worry about emulsification or anything like that. Combine it, stir it, good to go.
Yum.
Perfect.
So easy peasy.
Just drink that. I love capers.
I love deep fried capers. They get all crispy. and-
Yes.
oh,
So we'll go ahead and plate this.
yeah. Let's see some plating. Let's do it.
Okay, so
And put me to work, chef. If there's anything I can do for you.
another salad bowl, please.
Salad bowl. Gotcha.
So we have some beautiful greens from Four Seasons Farm.
Always a great spot for heirloom tomatoes. Come early August, they have some of the coolest.
Chef Elliot says he wants a gin dinner. Can you do a gin dinner?
That's what we're doing.
Oh, there you go.
August 19th.
What's your next upcoming public dinner that you're have some spots left to go that one off the top of your head?
We're doing Canada Day. Canada Day kind of, it's not really a dinner, but some features, drink features, food features.
Awesome.
And we have a beautiful view of the harbor, so the fireworks, of course.
Beautiful view of Halifax.
Right, dibs on the fireworks.
Yeah, the view from the watch is incredible. It's very rare that you get the full view of the skyline uninterrupted, like from the restaurant. It's amazing.
So, actually, a little bit of potato in there as well.
Also, nice new potatoes.
A little bit of seasoning.
And just to point out to everybody at home, Mark's doing something that is super chefy, and I love it. You season every step of the recipe all the way along. So then you test it at the very end, make sure it's seasoned. But if you season every ingredient, then you know it's going to be pretty even at the end.
So then we'll start placing our ingredients. So we'll do potatoes first.
And notice the tweezers for precise plating. This is
We don't use
Perfect.
tweezers a lot, but if you want to make something beautiful and you don't
Sometimes a
want to
pair
just
of
throw it
tongs are
down.
like a, yeah.
Yeah, and tongs really destroy. Like if you pick up a piece of salmon with a pair of tongs,
Oh, you're gonna destroy.
You're
Yeah.
done.
it's done.
Yeah.
Right?
We have Ryan Alexi says hello, Mark.
Hello, Ryan.
Okay. I want to make sure we said that.
So you place the greens, just a few of them.
Nice bit of layering.
We're gonna do a little black olive puree.
Ooh.
Traditional Niçoise has black olives.
So are they pureed with olive oil or anything, or is it just?
Yep, just a little bit of olive oil.
Awesome. And then also coming up next, we got. Ooh,
So some
good
sun-dried
pair.
tomatoes.
excellent.
So I guess to go back a bit, traditional Niçoise is greens, tomatoes, olives, egg, sometimes potatoes, and then usually like a piece of seared tuna. So this is kind of a hybrid of it.
Yeah, and I've seen over the years there's many different versions of Niçoise. I've seen people like line them up all perfectly, and then you have like a deconstructed. And I've seen a Niçoise sandwich before. There's some. I've never seen one with cured tuna before.
So then we have some beautiful cherry tomatoes.
I've never had cured tuna, so I'm very excited to taste this.
You pick it up like a piece of beef jerky. You're gonna be
Well,
there
they
for
kind of
40
look like
minutes.
a big
Yeah.
piece of beef jerky when he brought it out. Not that sucker.
You take the girl to Newfoundland.
$1,000. Right? Shut up, you.
I just picture sitting down watching a movie, just gnawing on the picture.
Right?
Yeah.
And of course, egg.
Do you have any egg boiling tips to get a perfect yolk without
Oh, yeah.
the ring inside?
9 minutes. A little bit of vinegar in the water.
Perfect.
Oh, I'll
And
let
of
you
course,
Alyssa just said.
Alyssa Maloney.
That's his partner.
that's my fiance.
I know.
Does she
Ask
own-
Mark if he cooks like that at home.
Oh,
I certainly do not.
what's your favorite thing to cook at home
Uh,
that everybody will eat?
that everybody will eat, including my kids.
Yeah, making it difficult.
Plain white fish,
Uh-huh.
plain white rice,
Mhm.
and green vegetables. They eat well, but they don't like flavor
For now.
for now.
You got to ramp them up to the cured tuna.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So thin slices of cured tuna.
That looks awesome, yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, look at that.
Look at that.
Gorgeous.
So you have that
So
nice
can you describe the flavor of that a little bit for people that have never had it? Is it,
salty.
can you really pick up the tuna, like if it was a steak, is it kind of the flavor?
Mind if I'm going to grab one of your nicely
Yeah.
cut pieces here?
That looks beautiful.
It's just like a concentrated
Oh.
tuna flavor.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, totally. And like the lightest, best possible way.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you don't want it like so salty that you can barely eat it.
Right.
And that's
That's
where the combination of salt
beautiful.
and the air drying really come into play.
Okay.
So the
That's
gen-
delicious.
The general rule is 3% salt for the cure,
Okay.
and then you can add like 1.5% sugar, and this is all by weight.
So is this like, this is me, no, I'm not a chef.
Hmm?
Did you have to experiment with all this stuff? Were there a few
Yeah,
babai tunas that
there
you could
was
use?
there was definitely some
Okay. Until you kind of mastered it?
not so good
Okay.
pieces.
That's awesome.
I love how it's got these little tuna sails coming up out of
Right.
the salad. And the color on that's
Color is
fantastic.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, it should be. You should be able to see through it.
Which you absolutely can. Translucent, transparent. What is that? Which one is that?
Translucent.
Translucent. And to finish it all off, we have cured egg yolk.
Oh, I like this. You got the dried tomato and the fresh tomato. You've got the hard-boiled egg and then the cured egg.
So much food.
We're chef nerds. We love
Tina.
food math.
So cured egg yolk,
That word, actually.
salt cured. Basically, what we do is we put it in we crack all the yolks, put it in a vacuum seal bag, so it's a log. Cook it very briefly so it sets up. Take it out, put it in salt, and dehydrate it for 2 days, and you get this beautiful cheese-like texture.
Wow.
So there's egg on the salad, so we finish it with.
Yeah, and that'll almost dissolve on your tongue and then sort of season everything as you're eating it too, right?
It's almost like Parmesan cheese.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Wow.
I love the fluffy texture.
My wife's
Yeah.
here, says hello. Sarah's here.
How you doing?
Christine from Taste is Home.
Christine! Awesome.
All right,
That looks great.
Patty's in trouble. This is like, yeah.
Patty takes one night off.
Right? That's
One
it.
night off.
She's gonna go, what the hell, people?
I don't know if
That
you
is
can,
beautiful.
That's gorgeous.
Oh,
Wow.
So that's our niçoise. Now you can do it with salmon, just a hard-boiled egg, some cherry tomatoes, greens, salmon, a little bit of olives. It doesn't have to be this fancy. This is just how we would do it at the Watch. Just to level it up a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Add some refinement, and that's that.
Gorgeous. So what do you think, Facebook? You guys hungry for niçoise salad or what?
I'm already apologizing to them with me. I'll taste it for them. It's okay.
How we doing? I don't know. How long do we do this for? How we doing?
We're here all night. This
We're
is
here
a
all
special
night.
one. It's 24-hour special.
Okay,
one.
good,
We're
yeah.
gonna- It's a telethon,
Yeah.
so we're gonna have some entertainment in between. You
So
guys
donate to Patty Howard on the Chit Chat Chop Fund.
So I guess, is there anything that you haven't touched on that you'd like to touch on? Is there something, because this is your show, is there something that's we missed to watch, or what's going on in your life, like with you?
Lots going on in my life. My fiance Alyssa, who's tuned in, we're going to get married at some point once babies stop coming. We have 2 kids, Sadie and Charlie. Charlie's 2, Sadie's 6. Another one on the way, August 29th.
Ooh.
So number 3.
Last day of school today, was it right? believe it's last day of school.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah.
And just took over a restaurant, so life is going to get really busy.
As if it's not busy already, right?
Yeah, I mean it's fantastic. I really enjoy work, and I couldn't be happier, for sure.
I think it's once you, like, someone from the outside will look at that and say, that's insane.
Yeah.
But when you find something you truly love, regardless if it's cooking or whatever, it isn't work. It's like pleasure.
No, it's
right?
it's fun. It's we or I design all the graphics. The only hard part is paying the bills. That's the stressful part, but that's part of owning a restaurant. When I took over, I really wanted to make the Watch more approachable. That was my biggest thing. I felt it was a little too elitist in the beginning, so price point has come down quite a bit, and we've added what we're calling the Best Summer Ever campaign. So on Monday nights we do Martini nights. So Martini Mondays. Basically, in the 90s, the martini was the killer of the cocktail. The appletini and all these sweet, sweet kind of drinks that kind of killed cocktail culture. So we wanted to riff on that, but do it in a better way. So do it the Watch style. So $9 martinis on Mondays. Tuesdays, beer and burger night. So $6 beer, $9 burger. Changes every week. Wednesdays, live jazz. Evan Mahaney, one of our servers, is actually he plays sax. He has a trio, so he comes every Wednesday. Thursday, it's called Spirited Away. So it's 25% off all of our straight spirits. So the sipping rums and cognacs and all that kind of stuff. And then Fridays and Saturdays, we try to do this after hours, if you will. We really want to, people that live in Dartmouth that are partying in Halifax, we want them to get the ferry back, not the last one, but the second or third last one, and come to us for a drink.
And then you could be ending the night at the watch that ends the night.
Exactly.
Ah.
And yeah, so we put hip hop on at 10 o'clock, and it's kind of a younger vibe. So it's a little bit for everybody. Just dropping the price point a little bit. Making the menu a bit more approachable. Yeah, so it's it's not that anniversary only spot. It's an everyday spot.
Last thing I will ask before, I'm sorry if I ask some questions here, but because I think it's an important step you've made from chef to owner.
Yeah.
And I know sometimes that you've worked in kitchens, and sometimes there's the shaking fists at the owner. Like, what have you? Is there some sort of first thing you learned when you switched from chef to owner? That was there something big that you're like, this makes sense now.
Cost control, I would say, would be the biggest thing. As when you have your skin in the game, it's a whole different story. You want to know where your money's going. You want to know your food costs, your liquor costs, labor costs, all that stuff. And that's the most important thing. As an owner, you have to know where your money is. Otherwise, you might not be here in a year, right? So, and that's why one of my old bosses, George Christakos, owner of Brooklyn Warehouse, he always said, like, you can be creative as ever for a year and not make any money and close the doors, or you can give people what they want, the burgers and to get people in the door and to pay the bills. And that's kind of a philosophy that I've kept with me for quite some time, and that's kind of my approach here now.
No, that's great.
I think it's an interesting question. I think it's interesting to hear that.
Yeah, totally. Well, it's like I remember the first kitchen I worked in was Pictou Lodge. Hey Al, how you doing? I remember the chef there was like always watching the garbage can and always watching the compost bin, because whatever's going in your compost is not going on the plate, and you're not making money off of that. So that's why you're saving your vegetable scrap, putting in a stock, whatever you can, and identifying those points. That's everything.
And honestly, Janie is fantastic with that. Like, she has zero waste, and it's incredible to see such a young chef with so much potential.
Yeah.
And it's a blessing to have her on staff. It's great.
Awesome. Yeah. And she came up through NSCC like you, correct?
Yeah. So
yeah.
In the beginning, we were completely powered by NSCC. We had 4 graduates. I graduated in 2011 or 13. Can't remember. She graduated in 2015.
Oh, the fridge just got louder, so I think we might have to get a little bit louder.
So the benefit of taking an NSCC cook is that I know that they have all the fundamentals,
right,
and they've been through what I've been through, and they're already starting at square 4,
yeah.
right? So it's so beneficial, and it's a shoo-in.
Awesome. Yeah, if that's the thing about culinary school, the biggest thing you learn from there is how to step into a professional kitchen and be able to do something. Just not be instantly overwhelmed by all the people rushing around you and pots and pans, and you having 4 times less space than you had in school to do anything.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's culinary school. Like, a lot of people say that it's not the way to go into kitchens and do stages and that kind of stuff, and To some degree, I agree with that, but you know, you need those fundamental skills.
Yeah.
And you know, if I didn't go, I don't know where I'd be. Right? So.
Yeah, those base skills are so key. So key. How we doing in Facebook land there, Adam?
We have Colin Levy who's asking, so is Kitchen Door teaming up with The Watch or just helping out work? So Chit Chat Shop is basically a platform to show off amazing people. So
Yeah.
This week it's The Watch. And I'm sure Mark was just going to ask when we're going to be invited to collaborate, but I'm sure that was just his next thing he's going to talk about. I'm seeing that.
What was that?
Well, someone just saying, asking, so is Kitchen Door and The Watch teaming up, or is just like you're coming on here? We're giving you this to.
Hey, this is
The
a team
Watch.
up right here.
It's a team up. This is a
It's
collaboration.
a team up, and you know, I would love for Andrew to come and do a four-hands dinner, and
I got 2 of the 4 hands.
exactly.
Mhm.
There you go. You know, we have a lot of fun cooking together. It's there's no ego. There's no, you know, it's just make good food, make people happy, and that's at the end of the day, that's what it's all about.
That's it.
And as a chef, one of the best parts of doing a dinner like that is seeing what the other people bring to the table, and everybody opens their coolers when they get there, like, oh, what's that? Oh, where'd you get the sorrel this week? Or where'd you get this sprout? Or what did you forage? You know, it's always cool to see new ingredients brought to the table in that sort of environment. It's awesome.
Yeah, for sure.
Cool.
So next week we get Jeremy Webb, Neptune next week.
So next week, Jeremy Webb from Neptune is here. He'll be with Patty, who is, again, not me. So yeah, stay tuned for that. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. And I think I might have primed for you for this before. This season of Chit Chat Chop ends with us saying Chit Chat Chop 5 times fast. Last week I did it 6 times fast, so I got to, work on it.
Okay.
So,
It's not like chit chat chop, chit chop. It's like chit chat chop, chit chat chop, chit chat chop, chit chat chop. It's like that, right? You got it?
yeah. That is intimidating when he does it, but you know. All right.
Be angry. Look at the camera.
Come here. Get on camera. Adam, you're going to do this too.
Me do it. Okay. Well, I gotta turn it off. I
Oh, you
can't-
got to turn it off. Okay,
I-
never mind.
Last week I could do it because I was a little
Oh, see, I got.
So here
Okay,
we go.
cool.
You guys, so I'm
All right,
right here.
on the count of
Look
3.
into my digital
All right, look in
eyeballs right here.
1, 2,
3.
Chit chat chop, chit chat chop, chit chat chop, chit
Oh,
chat chop, chit chat.
whoa,
Okay.
whoa,
So
whoa. That was.
See, we're not competitive. We need to get
just
competitive.
I just said chit chat chop, chit chat.
He's like,
chop,
I
chit,
don't
chat, chop.
conform.
His enunciation is on point.
Okay, let's just instead,
Yeah.
you know what? Let's get Patty. Patty's watching. She's like itching now. Let's
is
make
she
it
on?
5 times elegantly. Okay, you ready? Like just with feeling.
All right.
3, 2, 1.
Chit chat chop, chit chat chop, chit chat chop, chit chat chop, chit chat chop.